For years, I found myself trapped in what I now call the mulch rut. Every spring, like clockwork, I'd haul home carloads of heavy, cumbersome bags of hardwood mulch, stacking them in the driveway with a sigh. The process was always the same. I'd wrestle each bag into the wheelbarrow, feeling the weight in my arms and back, and then drag them out to the garden beds, determined to give my plants the best start for the season. I'd spend hours spreading the mulch, carefully tucking it around every stem and shrub, hoping it would keep the weeds at bay and make the beds look tidy. But as the days grew longer, and the sun beat down, I'd watch the rich brown color fade to a dull gray, and inevitably, stubborn weeds would poke through, undoing all my hard work. My back would ache from all the lifting and bending, and my hands would be stained and rough no matter how many pairs of gloves I wore. Still, I kept at it year after year, because every gardening book and expert insisted that mulching was essential for a healthy garden. The mulch always looked fantastic at first, neat, uniform, and fresh. But by the time summer rolled around, it had lost its luster, turning patchy and thin. By the next spring I'd find myself back at the garden center, loading up on more bags, repeating the same exhausting cycle. Eventually, I started to wonder if this endless routine was actually helping my garden, or just making more work for myself. Was I really improving my soil, or just covering up the problem year after year? When I looked closer, I noticed the soil beneath the mulch was often soggy in some spots and crusty in others. It didn't feel alive, or healthy. The mulch seemed more like a barrier keeping air and life out, rather than a benefit to my plants. What I really wanted was a living, breathing ecosystem in my garden beds. Soil that was teeming with earthworms, rich with microbes, and full of organic matter. I didn't want just a layer of dyed wood chips. I wanted to nurture the life beneath the surface. That's when I decided to look to nature for inspiration. I took a walk in the woods and paid close attention to the forest floor, searching for clues about how healthy soil is built in the wild. In forests, nobody hauls in bags of mulch. Instead, leaves, twigs, and branches fall naturally, layering the ground. Over time, these materials break down, creating a rich, spongy layer called humus. This layer is dark, moist, and full of life, exactly what I wanted for my own garden. This natural process feeds the soil, holds moisture during dry spells, and supports a thriving community of organisms. It's a self-sustaining system that keeps the forest floor healthy year after year, without any backbreaking labor. I realized that if I wanted my garden to truly thrive, I needed to mimic what happens in nature. Instead of relying on bagged mulch, I could use leaves, grass clippings, and other organic materials to build up my soil and create a living mulch. My goal shifted from simply covering the soil to actually feeding it, layering on organic matter that would break down over time, enriching the earth and supporting the web of life beneath my plants. And so, my search for a true soil builder began. A journey to transform my garden from a place of endless chores into a thriving, resilient ecosystem inspired by the wisdom of the forest. Mulch is like a protective blanket for your garden. It blocks sunlight, stopping weeds before they start, and saves you hours of weeding. Mulch also keeps soil cool and moist, slowing evaporation so your plants stay hydrated longer. It insulates roots from heat and cold, creating a stable environment for beneficial soil organisms. As organic mulch breaks down, it adds nutrients and improves soil structure. In theory, mulching is a win-win: fewer weeds, less watering, and healthier soil. But there's always room to improve. Even the best practices can be reimagined. My search for the perfect mulch led me to something unexpected: fresh arborist wood chips. These are real, unprocessed chips made from tree trimmings, branches, bark, leaves, and sometimes even a bit of green growth, all mixed together. Unlike the uniform, store-bought mulches, arborist chips are a natural blend, straight from the trees in my community. I was fascinated by their texture and the way they looked on the soil, almost as if I was bringing a piece of the forest into my own backyard. These chips are nothing like the bagged, dyed stuff you find at garden centers. Those products are often made from processed wood, sometimes even construction waste, and colored with artificial dyes. I wanted something more natural, something that would truly benefit my soil and plants, not just look good on the surface. I'd heard the common myth that wood chips steal nitrogen from the soil, making it harder for plants to grow. But after digging into the research, I learned that this only happens right at the surface, where the chips touch the soil, not down where plant roots are actually growing. As long as you don't mix the chips into the soil, your plants are safe. Arborist chips are full of life: wood, bark, leaves, all the parts of a tree, creating a perfect environment for beneficial fungi, microbes, and even helpful insects. Over time, these organisms break down the chips, enriching the soil, and supporting a thriving underground ecosystem. It's like giving your garden a living blanket that feeds it as it decomposes. These chips mimic the natural forest floor, where layers of organic matter break down at different rates. Some pieces decompose quickly while others linger, slowly building up a rich, healthy soil structure. This process helps create a loose, fertile environment where roots can spread easily and plants can thrive. The varied size and shapes of the chips prevent the mulch from compacting, which means air and water can move freely through the soil. When it rains, water soaks in deeply instead of running off, keeping the roots hydrated and reducing the need for frequent watering. It's a simple way to help your garden weather dry spells and heavy storms alike. Best of all, many local arborists are happy to deliver these wood chips for free, since it saves them the trouble of hauling them to a landfill. It's a win-win. They get rid of their waste, and I get a valuable resource for my garden, all at no cost. Choosing arborist wood chips turned out to be a sustainable, cost-effective solution that felt right for my garden. Not only did it improve the health of my soil and plants, but it also connected me to the natural cycles happening all around me, right in my own backyard. Switching to wood chips was a big project, but I was ready. I left the old mulch to decompose and cleared out weeds for a fresh start. When the truck delivered a mountain of chips, I spent the weekend spreading them 4 to 6 inches deep. I kept chips away from plant stems to prevent rot. The beds looked natural and alive, with varied textures and colors. It was hard work, but I felt like I was bringing the forest to my backyard. The experiment had begun. The results were immediate. Weeds barely appeared, and those that did were easy to pull. I watered less. Under the chips, soil stayed cool and moist, even during dry spells. After a year, I peeked under the chips. The bottom layer was turning to rich compost, and the soil was dark, loose, and full of earthworms. Mycelial threads from fungi wove through the soil, breaking down wood and feeding my plants. My garden was healthier, more flowers, more fruit, fewer pests. The wood chips weren't just a cover, they were transforming my soil into a living system. Thinking about switching to wood chips for your garden? It's a fantastic way to boost soil health, suppress weeds, and retain moisture. Here's a simple guide to help you get started and make the transition as smooth as possible. First, reach out to local arborists or tree trimming companies. Many are happy to drop off wood chips for free since it saves them disposal costs. You can also use services like Chip Drop to connect with providers. Be prepared for a large delivery. Wood chips are usually delivered in bulk, so make sure you have space for a big pile. Don't worry if your chips contain a mix of wood, bark, and leaves. This variety is actually ideal, as it provides a diverse range of nutrients and organic matter that will feed the soil food web and encourage beneficial microbes and insects. Some gardeners worry about using fresh wood chips, but there's no need for concern. Any nitrogen loss happens only at the very surface, and it won't affect your plant's roots. In fact, the chips will slowly break down, enriching your soil over time. When spreading your chips, aim for a layer about 4 to 6 inches deep. Keep the mulch a few inches away from plant stems and tree trunks to prevent rot and allow for good air circulation. This helps protect your plants while still giving them all the benefits of mulch. There's no need to till or mix the chips into the soil. Simply lay them on top and let nature do the work. Over time, earthworms and microbes will break down the mulch, improving your soil's structure and fertility naturally. In your first year, you'll likely notice a dramatic reduction in weeds, and that your soil stays moist longer, even during hot weather. This means less watering and less time spent weeding, so you can enjoy your garden more. As the seasons pass, your soil will become richer, darker, and full of life. Earthworms, fungi, and beneficial microbes will thrive, creating a healthy ecosystem right beneath your feet. To keep the benefits going, add a fresh layer of wood chips every year or two. This simple habit will ensure your garden continues to flourish, with healthier plants and better harvests season after season. My journey with wood chips taught me that the garden is the best teacher. I saved time, money, and created a healthier ecosystem by questioning old habits. Every garden is unique. Experiment, observe, and see what works for you. Try wood chips in one bed, compare results, or explore other mulches. The goal isn't perfection, but a relationship with your garden. Watch, listen, and enjoy the process. Keep learning, keep growing. Your garden is a living laboratory, and you're the lead scientist. Embrace the journey. Your soil, plants, and spirit will thrive. Happy gardening.